So clearing the mind is not enough in itself. Weeding is not planting flowers. Love, the state of loving, almost certainly born of gratitude, draws the right company because you're focused on, in this case, the right company being God. You are conscious of the lovely, that which is good. In this sense, the best is revealed to you, the goodness of God. Your capacity as regards chapter 11 of the Gita, or in Christian terms, whatsoever is good and lovely, that's what you're aware of. That's what you're conscious of. If you relax your mind, it goes automatically now. The default setting's changed. It goes to the goodness of God. You become in tune with the mind of God, both as regards your actions and what you attract to you in circumstances. The mind now has access to the good thoughts of God. What could be better? Nothing, by your definition of God, your God. Of course, if your idol, your God, is to worship something else, then that's what you will be in tune with when you just relax, clear the mind, so to speak. Thoughts accordingly will simply rush in because that is your default setting. So we find, for instance, the Buddhist religion stresses right ethics. So does Hinduism. Every religion does. It changes what you're attracting. We trust that there is what we call the divine. Quite, if you like, so whether we believe it or not, whether that's our view or not. And we trust that loving our own God with all our heart, soul, mind and strength, where our God is the personification of what we personally truly value, not what someone tells us we must value. You'll be alienated by that if you don't value it. You must love your God, the personification of what you value, including in those values the trust. In that, bringing you to the true God. If the true God is different in some way to how you see it. But how you see God is always going to be personal, individual, unique, according to the angle, if you like, where you've come from, your past. You bring this richness of variety into the family of heaven. When you reach a harmony of your values with those of heaven, which includes, of course, all those in heaven, including God. in simple family terms, that's a good way of saying it. We're not foolish. We do realize that it may not be as comprehensible to us as it would be if we had God's mind on the matter. But we don't have. We're children. Children becoming adults gradually gain an appreciation of the adult mind, of those around him. And we wish to have an appreciation specifically of God's mind. But it's a growing. Now, religions have always taken the view, I suppose because they are religions and they exist as organisations, that you need the help of the religion to get you there. Unfortunately, this makes a dependence on the religion, and you're treating, especially the key members of such, as teacher, guru. And that's not wise. There are many religions in the world. If each person simply follows the leaders of their own religion, and these religions have different teachings, then of course some people at least don't arrive. So we have the Hebrew teaching, which is, thou shalt love thy God with all the heart, soul, mind and strength, your God. Thou shalt love the Lord thy God. And what is your God? Well, the argument was not the Canaanite type, gods of stone and so on, but the living God, God of heaven. Who can teach you about such? Well, no one except God himself. Only he understands it well enough to teach it that well. So instead of any other spirit, he sends his Holy Spirit in the form of the Holy Spirit in the Christian jargon. I think in the form of Krishna. In the Hindu religion. In the Christian religion, Jesus is taken as the personification of the Holy Spirit. In Buddhism, the Buddha is taken as the teacher. In that case, about a God that is not personalized, but experienced in enlightenment, a state of experience. And Buddha is not that. Buddha does not claim to do miracles. Jesus does not claim to be perfect. Krishna, namely the charioteer, is not the full picture of God that you see in chapter 11 of the Gita. Muhammad is certainly not taken to be God. But the words through him, oh no, that's different. That's like Jesus, you see, my words shall not pass away. And of course, the words of Krishna likewise are meant to be specifically, reliably about God. they don't all match each other across religions. There are differences. We explain that by saying we're in a world universe of uncertainty. And the uncertainty has to remain. That you be free to choose. To choose God. I choose because I truly want. I freely prefer and would choose God. Else, you love something else. In which case you're not ready yet for the kingdom of heaven. And you remain outside until you are. And it's not just remain. We assume a loving deity, loving God, who's forever teaching you the right way by the circumstances you're led through according to your values at present.